Ben sıradaki konuğumuzu yine alkışlarınızla sahneye davet etmek istiyorum. İzmir Yüksek Teknoloji Enstitüsü Rektörü Sayın Doktor Yusuf BARAN geliyor alkışlarınızla. Daha iyi bir altyapısı için bilim, teknoloji ve inovasyon üçgeninde çok kıymetli bir sunum gerçekleştirecek bize.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I want to thanks to İzmir Business Women Association and for their valuable president, Mrs. Rektör, for her kind invitation. I'm Yusuf BARAN, the president of İzmir Institute of Technology and the CEO of İÇİN Technology Development Zone. And I will share my insights regarding with science, technology and innovation for a better Mediterranean region. We all are pretty sure that we are different from each other. Well, we have more than 200 countries, more than tens of thousands of the languages, thousands of the religions, thousands of the cultures, and more than 8 billion genetic differences, different from each other. But of course, there are many ways to tie the countries and the cultures and the regions. You can use harbors or airports or the trainways and many different ways to connect the countries to each other. And the same is true for the countries that are located around the Mediterranean region. But I think the best way to connect the differences is the science. Well, I'm a scientist. I'm a science diplomat and a science activist, a science ambassador, and I, from my heart, believe in that the best way to connect the world, to connect the differences, and the best platform to bring the people from around the world to the same table is the science. Because there is no politics in science. Because science addresses the great importance to all societies, to any humankind living in any part of the world. And actually, it is not only for the humankind, but for any kind of living organism living on the world. It's data-driven, it gives access to the world's best minds and the ideas. And when you believe in the science, then there will be an increased lifespan, which is the most important for all of us, because then you will have an elongated lifespan, and more importantly, an increased life quality. And the science diplomacy is the use of the scientific collaborations among the nations to address the common problems and to build constructive international partnerships among the countries. Then you can use science in diplomacy, diplomacy in science, and science for diplomacy in order to provide internationalization of the research, and then you will see the impact of the science to any kind of the society. We, the scientists, are the ones who find the answers for why questions. Why the earthquake happens, why we get cancer, why we get older, why the sun is hot, why the earthquake happens. Then the second question comes to the table. And how can we construct the buildings that are not destroyed after the earthquake? How can you extend the lifespan? How can you use solar energy in our houses? And all this together provided the industrial development. And as you know, we named them as Industry 1, then Industry 2 Revolution, the third and the fourth. And when you look at the years among the different industrial revolutions, you can very clearly see that any time point from one revolution to another is getting shortening and shortening. So we came to that point after 200,000 years to come to the first industrial revolution. And now we cannot clearly define which zone that we are living in. If it's the artificial intelligence or information time, or how can we define the current era that we are living in. And when you look at the history, you can very easily see that science and technology have emerged as the driving forces behind the progress, behind any development that we are living today in the global community. And throughout the history, scientific discoveries and technological innovations have propelled civilizations forward. When you invest more in science, then you will have more technological development. More technology means better quality of life, extended lifespan, and of course it will provide social transformation and at the same time economical development. And from the Industrial Revolution to the Information Age to today, each era has witnessed transformative breakthroughs that have reshaped economies and societies. So economy means it doesn't matter what you produce, but how valuable product that you produce. And even currently, the ideas are more important and more valuable than any kind of product that we produce in our factories. And then the science and technology is the driving force for the economical growth and productivity. And one of the primary contributions of the science and technology is the stimulation of the economical growth. And when you look at any part of the world, any country or any factory, any industry, if there is an investment of science, application of technology, and a freedom environment for the innovation and discoveries, you can easily see the transformation and the growth in economical development. And we know that the innovation is the driving force for economical development. And it provides competitiveness amongst the countries, the societies, and more importantly, to the same kind of business that are running their jobs. Because we also know that innovation provides increased productivity, efficiency, and of course, the creation of new industries, but we also should be aware of that innovation of new industries means that of some of the industries in our current life. We also know that science, technology, and innovation contribute significantly to social transformation by enhancing the overall quality of the life. They contribute to social transformation through the development and through the creating new jobs, new industry, and also the evolution and revolution of the societies at the same time. Education and skill development, advance in healthcare, education, and communication have also improved living standards. Just please think about the establishment of the Republic of Turkey. Just 100 years back, the average age of our society was just 40 years. But now we know that women, in average, can live up to 85 years old. And for men, it's 80. Within the next 10 years, the lifespan will go for 10 years more, and then 10 years more. So when you invest more in science and technology, when you have more research and development, when you have better human resources, then for sure, the best part of the science, the best contribution of science to our life is life itself. And of course the quality of the life. And then we see the living standards, increased life expectancy, and greater social inclusivity. The role of science and technology in education is also instrumental in equipping individuals with the skills necessary for modern workforce. And of course, innovation and the scientific improvements will provide better healthcare, better taking care of the humankind and any living organism in the world, and the diagnosis, the treatment, the follow-up, and breakdown of the resistance to any kind of the treatment will also be provided by the science, technology, and innovation. And in the face of global environmental challenges, we already talked about the sustainability in our former platform. sustainability is the vital importance for our daily life. Sustainability of Homo sapiens, sustainability of the water resources, sustainability of the environment, they all will be provided and driven by the scientific and technological improvement and freedom to provide innovative discoveries. The global competitiveness. So your partners are not the ones that are located in Izmir, but you have to compete globally. You have to compete with the other countries, with the industries located in the best and the most developed countries. In order to achieve that, I mean, in order to compete with your competitors, then you also have to invest in science, technology, and innovation. Other way around, you will definitely be behind, and unfortunately, this is the first step to lose the game and to be out of the game. We all know that there were 8 sustainable development goals determined by the United Nations by 2000. Then the industry, the universities, R&D companies, they all invested together with the business associations and non-governmental organizations, and all together we achieved 8 sustainable development goals. And now there are 17 new on the table in order to achieve. The first one is the no poverty, then the zero hunger, life under the water, 17 development goals for sustainability in the world. And these goals are for all the countries, all the societies, companies and the universities. And unfortunately, no single country or the university or the discipline or any business line can solve any one of these sustainable development goals. So cooperation, collaboration, and coming together, working together is the best and the only way to achieve these sustainable development goals. If we cannot achieve, then we will not have sustainable life for ourselves, for Homo sapiens. Please just think about the initiation of this COVID-19. We came to a position that we were thinking that is the end of the Homo sapiens. We were not hugging each other, right? We were not hugging each other. The medical doctors didn't go to the hospitals, to the rooms that were COVID-19 positive patients. But then, thanks to science, thanks to innovation and technological development, within 24 months, we achieved the diagnosis and the treatment of COVID-19. And the same is true for any one of these sustainable development goals. So right now there are a lot of problems that we are facing with. So there are solved problems. It's for Mediterranean region and it's for any part of the world. We have the problem related with the peace, unfortunately. We have democracy problem. We have problems with the human rights, children's rights, and women's rights. We have discrimination in any part of the world, in any society. In any country or the society, unfortunately, there are others. But in my science diplomacy, I always say that when you know the others, there will be no others. Right? When you know the others, there will be no others. When you know the people behind the borders, then there will not be others for you. Education is another problem, ethical issues, migration or immigration. All these problems are on the table, waiting for the solutions. And we are the ones who have to solve. Currently, there are 308 million immigrants in all around the world. The people born in their country, but they cannot live and survive in their country. Then they have to move. Well, we have the hard problems as well, in addition to these soft ones. The climate change is the main one. The earthquake, one of the most important disasters that we have to be careful and provide resistant cities for. Water resources, energy, food, pandemics, drug resistance, megacities. How can we regulate cities more than 10 million? How can you provide security, transformation, how can we provide the clean water, how can we deal with the waste products that are generated within the cities. And the poverty, the natural disasters. I always say in my science diplomacy perspective, when there is a single hungry person in Izmir, no one is safe in his or her house. For sure, this hungry man or woman will get into one of our houses and then go to the kitchen, open the refrigerator and take some food over there. No one should be hungry in any city if you want to be safe. And you have to solve all these problems. And also I am very sad that no single country can solve the climate change. No single Mediterranean country can solve the water problem. When there is a water problem in Cyprus, it means a water problem in Turkey as well. When there is a poverty, when there is a problem regarding peace in Afghanistan, then in Turkey you are suffering from that. When there is a problem in Afghanistan, even if you are living in Switzerland, you are suffering from this problem. So we all have to contribute to global challenges that we are facing with. And in order to achieve any one of these challenges that is on the table, we have to work together. We have to collaborate. We have to cooperate. Universities, non-governmental organizations, and industry as well. Just please give me a second to give you an example. Within 6 years, we will need 45% more energy that we are consuming now. We will need 30% more water, 50% more food. There is an increased human population on the earth. There is an increased lifespan. There is a decreasing agriculture resources. There is a decreasing water resources. And we have to solve all these problems. What we expect, by 2100 years, there will be 1 billion refugees just because of the water resources. And you have to take care of your region. If you love Mediterranean, then you have to believe in science. You have to believe in technology. You have to believe in innovation. You have to believe in science and the scientists as well. And you have to work together. International cooperation over here is coming to the table with its importance. The interconnected nature of today's world underscores the importance of international cooperation. You can't say that this problem is not mine. You can't say that this problem is not regarding my country. When there is a problem with the peace in any part of the world, believe me, any country will suffer from that. When there is a problem in Mexico, no matter if you are living in New York or Washington or Miami, you will suffer from that. So you have to contribute all around the world, because we are living in a very small village. And the collaborative research efforts, knowledge-sharing platforms, and joint initiatives facilitate the cross-pollination of ideas, accelerating progress, and addressing global challenges collectively. So science and technology and innovation are increasingly important in international affairs because they feed each other. Science feeds diplomacy, diplomacy feeds back the science. Then it will provide economical development and competitiveness, sustainable development and green economy, drives international cooperation, policy making a sign of good governance, big tech, global cities, and tech clusters. We have to collaborate. We have to cooperate together. And another important impact of science and scientific collaborations among the countries and the nations is the science diplomacy. If you want to ease tension in any part of the world, science, culture, art will help. Because these ones are the last bridges to be broken down among the countries or among the societies. Please give you an example. Just in former platform, there was a speaker from Jordan, and I have been to Jordan in 2016. There is a city over there. I'm sorry. Well, there is a city in Jordan known as Allah, a small town, and there is a very advanced research center which is known as CSAMI. CSAMI is an advanced research center regarding the nanotechnology. Please look at the countries that are contributing to establish this research center. Look, Pakistan and Iran and Jordan, Palestine, Israel, Cyprus, Turkey and Egypt. Imagine these countries come together, then they put the money on the table, and then they establish a research center in Jordan. But I have two passports. One is for Israel and France, and the other is for Iran, Pakistan and Israel. Because you know what happens in Israel and Palestine, right? You know what's happening over there. You know what's happening among Israel and Iran. If you have any stamp in your passport from Iran, you can't go to Israel, and vice versa. The same is true for Pakistan as well. If you have your stamp on your passport from Israel, no way to go Pakistan or Israel or Iran. So that's why I have two passports, to go both sides. But when it comes to science, imagine, diplomatically, they don't recognize each other. They are not welcome to each other. They don't sit on the same table, politically, diplomatically. But when it is science, they come together, work together, donate together, establish a research center in the middle of Jordan, in Al City. I have been there and visited this research center. So science diplomacy and scientific operations can be the seed for the peace, for a better world, to provide a peace for the future, for our kids, for our children. And we have to build a partnership. That's why we are here. That's why we have representatives from Mediterranean countries. And of course, beyond the Mediterranean countries, because I know that some participants are from Azerbaijan and from the other countries as well. You are here to put a seed to the soil, to get fruits, right? To get a green environment. We have to build a partnership, and we are ready for that. Here you can see the location of Turkey. We are Asian and European and African. We are Mediterranean and we are from Black Sea. We are from Islamic world and we are from Christian world as well. We are from developing world and we are from developed world. We are like a bridge from any part of the world to the other part of the world. And what I believe as a scientist, as a science diplomat and ambassador, we have to connect Turkey to the world through science and scientists. This is the cleanest and the best way to connect any country to any part of the world. And very interestingly, this speech was from the World Science Forum. There were 3,000 science leaders from around the world. And I was one of the keynote speakers in this meeting. And that was my vision, my insight, that we have to connect Turkey to the world through the scientific cooperations, through the business cooperations as well. And as I said, we are Asian and European. So you can live in Asia and work in Europe or vice versa. Turkey provides you that. And every day you can go from one continent to another. So if you are living in Asia and working in Europe, then every day Europe welcomes you or Asia welcomes you. And Izmir. Izmir is known as the beautiful city of Turkey. We have history, we have gastronomy, we have very welcoming culture. Anyone from any religion can freely live in this city. And we have 9 universities, more than 170,000 university students, more than 20,000 faculties, technoparks, technology development zone, and IZTECH, İzmir Institute of Technology, is ready to collaborate any university, any industry, or any R&D companies from your country. So we have to provide the partnership. We have to collaborate on science, education, technology, which provides science diplomacy. if we collaborate more on scientific cooperation and industrial cooperation. Now we have İZİKAD, very valuable non-governmental organization born from İzmir and many other non-governmental organizations. If we have strong ties and strong bridges, then for sure that will provide political sustainability, peace sustainability, and economical growth for all the Mediterranean region. Then we can sign memorandum of understandings, we can run joint projects together, we can run technopark cooperations, exchange of students, faculties, and we are ready to give any kind of support, advice, and cooperation with your companies, non-governmental organizations, and the universities as well. Once again, I would love to thank İzmir Business Women Association for the kind invitation and giving me the floor to share my insights and ideas with you. Once again, I want to welcome you all, and I hope you enjoy every moment that you spend in our beautiful city in İzmir. Thank you.